Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joe with a final hot take, and man, I gotta play this one. This just hold on to your seats. This is Joe Biden's latest gaffe.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. What you all
Okay, I mean it's it's unbelievable that this guy is the nominee and that he continues to talk like this. He is going to be an absolute disaster if they ever let him debate Trump. Um, Heck, he'll be a disaster if they give him a speech for more than 10 minutes. Once he goes off script, forget it. He'll be out in the weeds so far. He's going to be looking at that teleprompter, and at some point the words will just blur all together, and he cannot be president. No way. No way. He's not even thinking about his own words. He is, again, he's sensitive about his cognitive decline. You know, that whole thing about the test yesterday. It's like most people, if you went to most people and said, hey, you want to take a cognitive test, see if you're falling to pieces here, they'd laugh. They'd laugh at the notion, but do it in such a way that wasn't nervous laughter. Like when Biden tries to laugh it off, he sounds nervous. He sounds like, I don't need that. This is from the DC Patriot, by the way. Never been to this site before. I have no idea. But I was looking for the clip. That's why I used this site. It's just. Here's another quote that the DC Patriot adds from the same video. We can build a new administration that reflects the full diversity of our nation, the full diversity of Latino communities, Biden said. Now, when I mean full diversity, unlike African American community, many other communities, you're from everywhere, from Europe, from the tip of South America, and all the way to our border and Mexico and in the Caribbean, and different backgrounds, different ethnicities, but all Latinos. What the hell is he talking about? I mean, I kind of know, but it's like, why are you comparing one group with another? You know, why are you comparing the black community to the Latino community suddenly? It's just weird. It's just a weird comment to make. I mean, all you have to say is we can build a new administration that reflects the full diversity of our nation. Period. I mean, you could say including the Latino and African American communities and all the other communities. Like you have to include everybody. You know, this whole rundown of where Latinos are from. You know, we get it. There are lots of people from everywhere. Humans are all over the globe. We get it, Joe. We don't need you to break it down for us. But he just rambles like that, and it makes no sense. Or it makes a little sense, kind of, sort of. But, you know, he just digs himself deeper and deeper every time he does this. He is, in my view, he's unfit to hold office. He's just unfit. He's too old. He's too rambly. He's not sure where he is. He needs his wife to defend him. He needs his people to defend him. It makes him look incredibly weak. Now, it might not be the case. Maybe he's just a stammering dummy. And there are plenty of other reasons not to vote for Joe Biden. But this seems like a top one. His age is a factor. He is old. He is too old to be president. And he should have just faded away. He should have just retired. You know, this run at president, man, even that he's not going to come out and campaign, still could kill him. The pressure could kill him. The pressure of being president could kill him. He's going to have to get up every day, very early in the morning, take a briefing, make decisions. Like, Trump is like thrives under that. He absolutely thrives under it. Say what you want about Trump, but the guy looks like he's enjoying the hell out of that job. Like it's the best job he's ever had. He loves it. Biden doesn't even look like he wants to be in this interview. Biden doesn't look like he wants to be president. He looks like he wants to take a nap. Trump looks like you're interrupting the 50 things he's got going on every time he talks to anybody. You know, Biden makes a mistake and you get the impression his mind's just drifting. Trump makes the mistake and you just get the impression he's got so much going on, why are you even bothering him? That's what I get from him. It's like bothering your boss at work when things are really busy with a really basic question about something. Boss, should I go to the post office and mail this? And your boss is just like, I'm in the middle of 10 different things. Just handle the post office. That's the way Trump responds to like questions half the time. Whereas Biden, like, you know, if he was your boss, it'd be like, boss, you want me to go to the post office? Yeah, the post office is great, isn't it? You know, I remember the first post office and then you'd be in a 20-minute conversation with the guy. Biden should not be running. It's simple as that. You know, the Democrats have an opportunity at the convention, or whatever they're calling it, just to pick somebody else. But even that is so problematic in terms of their process. You know, if they do that, you're going to alienate what few Biden supporters you have. He'd have to, like, and again, you know, sometimes he's so bad, I think, is he faking this? Is he really setting us up so he could retire? You know, has that been the plan all along? He's just gonna unravel before our eyes, and then finally somebody's gonna step in and say, well, it's clear Mr. Biden is suffering from some cognitive decline. He's had, I think they're just going to come out and announce he's had some sort of mini stroke and that he's incapable of continuing and that he has asked that his VP take his stead. But he hasn't even picked the VP yet, which is weird too. It's like, who is he going to pick? You know, and is it going to be Hillary Clinton? That's what I'm wondering. Because if it's Kamala Harris and then she's going to be running for president, you might as well just not even have the election. Because Kamala Harris is so unlikable, in my view. You know, to me, you pick the most popular woman in the well, to me, you'd pick Pete Buttigieg, because Pete Buttigieg seemed to have everything he didn't have. Youth, you know, he could speak clearly, but you know, the next person on the totem pole would have been, unfortunately, Elizabeth Warren, who has many of her own problems and is also old, but doesn't seem to be like this. That would seem to be the fair and sensible choice. She would lose too. I mean, they're all going to lose. The only way they win this thing, to me, is if they cheat. If they cheat, like, so egregiously. And that's what it sounds like they're gearing up to do. They're gearing up to make the election, to muddy the waters so bad that no one, as Tim Pool says, no one will believe who won, even in a landslide. But I think Trump will win in a landslide. It'll be, you know, ridiculously not close in most states. You know, in California, Trump ain't going to win, but it might be way closer than normal. Same thing with, like, New York. Someone just faxed me, or faxed, dating myself here, just texted me a picture of somebody showing the electoral map in 2020, and it's just California's blue and New York's blue. And I kind of think that's where it's headed, you know? And I think the Democrats are going to lose more seats in the House, way more, and probably lose a couple of senator seats, and we'll lose governorships if there's any governors running. I assume there are. And then it's just going to be a downward fall from there for the Democrats. And, you know, the sad thing is when this is over, they'll blame Biden. They'll say, well, of course we lost. We're saddled with Joe Biden. You picked Joe Biden against the advice of everyone in your party and the media, right? Like Bernie Sanders at this point would be a better choice, because at least people can look at him and he's not in cognitive decline. He's very sharp for a commie. I wouldn't vote for him, but the guy's lucid. He's also too old too, but he's still lucid. I don't think he wants to be president either. I don't think any of these people want to be president except Donald Trump. He loves it. He loves being president. Obama kind of loved it in the beginning, but I think he quickly soured on it. I think he just quickly said, oh, this sucks. George W. Bush, I think he pretended to like it, but I don't think he really liked it. I think he was more in it to show up as dad. I think that was the high that got him out of the bed every day, especially during that second term, man. Oh, when he got that second term, you could just see it on his face. That's always been my theory about Bush is, he did it to show up his dad and the rest of his family. See, I became president, and I was a better president than dad. Otherwise, I think he was sort of the black sheep of the family who kind of, because he kept effing up his whole life, right? But somehow he becomes president. And I think part of that is, I know, I'm going on too long. Part of that, I'm rapping. Part of that is he was one of those guys who's willing to do and say anything to go along to become president and make those decisions on behalf of the people who put you in power. And he's absolutely fine with that because he got what he wanted. He got to beat his dad at his own game. And I think that was most important to him. But, with Biden, yeah, I just think he feels like he owes people. So he thought he'd try it. I don't think he hates Trump at all. I think he just, he's kind of annoyed with him. I think he's annoyed with him because, he's going after Hunter and, and that's getting ugly for him. But I don't think Biden has a chance in hell of winning. How many more gaffes? How many more people can he alienate at this point?